I didn't know that you had Roland Martin beef.
Neither did I. What happened was I was on Roland Martin's show about 2 or 3 times before that final visit that led to the altercation. Verbal altercation, not physical.
But here was the point that this is really why Umar got mad, upset. No. From the interview from 6 years ago. And this is why he still got a bug up his ass.
There's not a white person in America who has ever worked to systematically eliminate the white privilege that they benefit from vis-a-vis your oppression.
You're lying.
You know, 190 million people in America.
Eugene. We're not going to go there. We're not. I haven't
called me a liar, and you're cool.
Well, it's a fact that
watch
you're
how
lying.
you talk
It's
to
a
me,
fact
or
that
watch
you're
how I
lying.
talk.
And so when Roland Martin did that, I don't think he properly anticipated or calculated the collateral damage. But by the end of the year, he was off the television.
Boy, bye. Let me explain to y'all what happened here. All right, folks. Now, I hate mess. I hate messy people. I hate when people lie, things along those lines. Now, you got these people out here who run their mouths and they love mentioning my name. They love, talking about what we do on this show. And I don't really care about any of them. I'm talking about, I don't care about Tariq. I don't care about Boyce. I don't care about Vicky Dillard. I don't care about that dude Phillip. I don't care about Black Authority. I don't care about, I'm like, go do what y'all do. I don't care about Umar Johnson the same way. I don't care. Go do what y'all do. I don't follow them. I don't listen to them. I don't track them. I really don't care what they have to say about anything. Go do what y'all want to do. We over here doing what we do, doing the job that we're supposed to be doing. And so I just don't get involved in all that back and forth, silly, nonsensical mess. But when you lie, when you go on other folk platform and you lie and just make up stuff, then I'm like, I got to go ahead and say something. So when I was on vacation, somebody hit me up and they said that Umar Johnson went on Joe Budden's podcast and said a few things about me, about his appearance on TV One. It was 6 years ago. 6 years ago. So, here's the setup. Umar gone on the Breakfast Club, and it was a contentious appearance. They talked about his credentials, his school, all kind of stuff like that. So I saw all the back and forth. My staff saw all the back and forth. So I was like, go ahead and book him, bring him on the show. Okay? That's what happened. So he comes on the show. He had been on the show 3 previous times. Same format, panel, no different. This time, 2 of the panelists took exception what Umar had to say. And at what point during the show, Umar was responding to Eugene Craig, conservative, called him a coon. I slam my hand down and say, I don't allow that language or any racial epithets on my show. And so that's really why he was upset. And so he went on and trashing me, trashing us. Oh, we attacked him. We ambushed him. It was a setup. And then he went on to claim that, that when the show got canceled, that appearance was the reason why the show got canceled. All lies, okay? So this all the crap he said before, whatever. So now he goes on Joe Budden's podcast, and now he got new lies he telling. All right, so we're gonna do this here first. So when he got invited, he was told what the topic was. He was told everything involved with it. We even sent a press release out about the subject matter. So this notion that, I got ambushed is stupid, because ambush means that I didn't see any of this coming. I didn't know what was coming when we actually laid out what this topic was actually about. So to refresh people, this is literally how the beginning of that segment went 6 years ago on TV One. It's just how the beginning went. Go ahead.
It was amazing looking at this whole reaction. I mean, I'm sitting here, again, people asking all kind of questions, things are blowing up. And so many people jumped on saying he's not a real doctor, okay? Where did you graduate from and you got your PhD?
My undergraduate education was from Millersville University, 3 degrees, political science, psychology, master's in school psychology. Subsequent to that, Pennsylvania certification as a school psychologist, which I've been for almost 20 years. After that, I got my educational leadership master's degree and principal certificate from Lehigh University in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. And I earned my doctorate degree from the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine, American Psychological Association approved program, one of the top psychology training programs on the East Coast. 6 degrees in all, and anyone can lift up a telephone and call and verify those degrees.
So when you see folks who question your degrees, your response?
It's because my narrative is a whole lot different from the average mainstream black scholar. I don't parrot the narrative that the American social order wants black scholars to parrot. I tell the truth. I don't scratch unless I itch, and I don't dance unless I like the music. And because
Okay, so you saw that. That's literally how it all began, okay? And a little bit later, I'm gonna show you when things went sideways, and this is really why he got upset. So he goes on Joe Budden's podcast, which dropped last month, and Joe asked him about this so-called beef.
Nothing like that.
I didn't know that you had Roland Martin beef.
Neither did I. What happened was I was on Roland Martin's show about 2 or 3 times before that final visit that led to the altercation, verbal altercation, not physical. It was 2016. I had just done the Breakfast Club a week prior, and Roland Martin's people contacted me to come back again. This was either my 3rd or 4th visit to News One Now. So I had been on the show before. We already knew each other. Never had a negative.
Cordial.
Always.
Got it.
This time was different because when I got there, as I waited in the dressing room, he came out the restroom and he didn't speak. He walked right by me. So Sutton says, something's up today. Today gonna be a little different because why would he walk by you and not speak? So when we finally got involved in the conversation, I kind of realized what was going on. I think he was a little jealous of the Breakfast Club fame. That interview went viral. All of them go viral, but that one went viral. And at that time, I guess he wanted to take some of the air out of my balloon. So he questioned my credentials, my blood relationship to the Honorable Frederick Douglass, a couple other things. And I think he had set up his panel in such a way that I think they were supposed to intellectually massacre me, which nobody on the planet Earth can do that.
They was gonna get you.
And so they ended up getting intellectually massacred, and that was the end of it. But I didn't appreciate what he did. I thought it was a bitch move. I've been on your show plenty of times. You know, I'm driving down here from Philadelphia, taking time out of my busy schedule. I could be doing other things, and you use that time to try to insult me. But it backfired on him, and I think that's partly the reason why the show was canceled by the end of the year, because I'm very popular among black folks. I'm probably the most popular black scholar in modern history when it comes to mainstream black America, even though my views are considered rather controversial. And so when Roland Martin did that, I don't think he properly anticipated or calculated the collateral damage. But by the end of the year, he was off the television.
All right, y'all, when I do the show, I'm focused on the show. A lot of times, I don't even speak to the guests. A lot of times, I don't speak to the staff. When I'm locked on the show, boom, I'm going from makeup down to the studio. So Umar, you ain't that special. A lot of it happens here. A guest can be sitting in the chair. I'm coming in, I'm getting stuff, I'm doing whatever. I'm not sitting here talking to people, speaking to people, because I'm trying to focus on getting on the show. Now, that hurts your little ego, but that's just a fact. Now, press play.
Right by me. So Sutton says, something's up today. Today gonna be a little different, because why would he walk by you and not speak? So when we finally got involved in the conversation, I kind of realized what was going on. I think he was a little jealous of the Breakfast Club fame. That interview went viral. All of them go viral, but that one went viral. And at that time, I guess he wanted to take some of the air out of my balloon. So he questioned my credentials,
Umar, I literally was hosting a daily morning show on TV One. I was with the Tom Joyner morning show 3 days a week. Why would I be jealous of you? Like, really? Why would I be jealous of you? I've gone viral numerous times. I don't get off about going viral because that means nothing. So why would I remotely be jealous of you? See, this is the new lie because he hadn't used that one before. So now that's the new lie he's trying to spin. Dude, you mean nothing to me. Like, literally. I'm not jealous of, hell, anybody in media. Why would I be jealous of somebody not in media? I was speaking to millions every day, 3 days a week on Tom Joyner Morning Show. You think I'm jealous because you went on the Breakfast Club? Press Blake.
Blood relationship to the Honorable Frederick Douglass, a couple other things. And I think he has set up his panel in such a way that
So Umar says, he questioned all these things. Here's the problem, Umar. I don't delete emails. I have receipts. Go to my iPad. July 6, 2017. This is the actual email. I sent an email to the booker, the executive producer, as well as the senior producer on the show. Hey, Dr. Umar Johnson, book him on the show to discuss Black Twitter lighting him up about his recent Breakfast Club interview. The booker, Chandra Hughes, copy will reach out now. That's the actual email. Why? What did I actually say in the video when he came on? People were talking about your appearance. And they were asking all these questions, and they were questioning your credentials. Oh, I'm sorry. Y'all might think that's not true. Okay. But go back and actually watch the clip. I actually said it. So you see the correspondence. Oh, then it was like, oh my goodness. He set his panel up. Y'all, let me explain something to y'all. The panel don't know who coming on the show. Oh, how about this here? Today's Matt, Michael, Kelly. Have y'all ever were set up to say, hey, this person is coming on, so I need y'all to do this when this person comes on?
No, I wouldn't do it if people don't tell me what to say.
No, but has it ever happened?
Not
Hell
never.
no.
Now, I don't know what a panelist is gonna say. All three of y'all can agree. Matter of fact, if I'm correct, me and Michael got into it when he questioned one of them Byron Donald's white wife.
Oh, we got into a number.
I don't, but the point I'm making,
You and
I don't even ask. Listen to me clearly, y'all. Now go keep it on the panel. I need people to understand. I don't even ask the panelists what they think. And let me explain to y'all why. Because when I was on CNN, they used to assume they knew what I was going to say. When I was on CNN, they would literally sit there and, so-and-so's gonna say this. When I filled in for Campbell Brown, we were discussing Michael Vick and if he served his time, should he come back to the NFL? And there was, what's Gloria what's her daughter's name? Gloria Allred's daughter. She's an attorney.
Lisa Bloom?
Lisa Bloom. So Lisa Bloom was a big time PETA person. And we're sitting there, and I'm filling in for Campbell Brown, and the senior producer goes, oh, we know what Lisa thinks. And I said, has anybody asked her? Roland, we know she's going to be against Michael Vick coming back. I was like, has anybody asked her? So the senior producer got pissed off at me. I turned to the booker, Tara. I said, Tara, can you call Lisa and just ask where she stands on this? She says, she comes back, folks, we have a problem. Lisa says that if he serves his time, he should be able to come back. I go, see, y'all always assume you even know what I think. I said, but you don't. So I don't ask a panelist. We don't set any panelists up. They can take any positions they want to, and they actually did. So Umar, you're lying again. Now remember, y'all, he actually talked about, oh my goodness, it was a setup. It was how I got set up. Remember all that stuff? Now keep playing it because y'all gonna hear it. Watch this.
I think they were supposed to intellectually massacre me, which nobody on the planet Earth can do that.
They was gonna get you.
And so they ended up getting intellectually massacred, and that was the end of it. But I didn't appreciate what he did. I thought it was a bitch move.
Stop right there.
Your show plenty of
Stop right there here. I didn't appreciate what he did. Now you hear Melissa Ford say blindside. He wasn't blindsided. Now he said that lie before. He ambushed. Oh, I was ambushed. Really? Go back to my iPad. Y'all see this? Hi, Susan and Roland. Here's a copy of today's release. Let me know your thoughts and thanks. This is a press release. The press release says, controversial psychologist Dr. Umar Johnson thinks interracial marriage negates efforts of black men dedicated to racial equality. So the press release lists in here in terms of what was talked about. We told him the topic beforehand. He knew the topic beforehand. It was in the show tease. It was in the show intro. It was in the segment intro. So not blindsided, not ambushed. Folk just disagree. But here was the point that this is really why Umar got mad, upset. No. From the interview from 6 years ago. And this is why he still got a bug up his ass.
Murder happened.
Based on what?
So the idea that somehow a white person can't understand our struggle?
I could care less what they understand. I'm asking you, what have they done systematically to improve the opportunities of white folks? He did not tell me that.
Yes, you did tell me that.
He did not tell me that.
You're going to tell me that guys like Tim Wise and Reverend Wallace don't understand race in America? What about Tim Wise? They don't understand race in America?
He articulates racism, but what has he done to systematically
eliminate it? There are no white people that understand race in America?
There's not a white person in America.
There's no white people that understand race in America.
There's not a white person.
Them going to Eugene.
There's not a white person in America who has ever worked to systematically eliminate the white privilege that they benefit from vis-a-vis your oppression.
You're lying.
You know 190 million people in America.
Eugene.
We're not going to go there. We're not. I haven't
called me a liar, and you're cool.
Well, it's a fact that
watch
you're
how
lying.
You talk
it's
to
a
me,
fact that you're lying. It's a fact that you're lying.
I understand you.
To say that.
No, everybody, 1 second. Several things I don't allow. I don't allow the N-word. I don't allow coon. We can talk to one another and disagree, but I do not use racial epithets against black people.
That's fine, but he called me a liar.
No.
So the language needs to be watched on both
racial
sides.
epithets will not be used on this show.
And that's fine.
By anybody.
But how we talk to each other needs
you
to
can
be
say
up.
whatever you want, but no racial epithets will be used on this show about black people to black people. Eugene, your question.
So,
come on.
From your paradigm, from your perspective.
That's really why he has an attitude. That's why he's running around mad and upset, because I checked him on that one. Oh, well, he called me a lie. Okay, fine. Call him a lie back. But you're not going to use racial epithets. But here is the biggest lie Umar Johnson told. Go ahead.
Massacred, and that was the end of it. But I didn't appreciate what he did. I thought it was a bitch move. I've been on your show plenty of times. You know, I'm driving down here from Philadelphia, taking time out of my busy schedule. I could be doing other things, and you use that time to try to insult me. But it backfired on him, and I think that's partly the reason why his show was canceled by the end of the year, because I'm very popular among black folks. I'm probably the most popular black scholar in modern history when it comes to mainstream black America, even though my views are considered rather controversial. And so when Roland Martin did that, I don't think he properly anticipated or calculated the collateral damage. But by the end of the year, he was off the television.
Boy, bye. Let me explain to y'all what happened here. I got word October that they were looking at either canceling the show or reducing the show to 3 days a week or once a week. So you know what I did? I actually put in an offer to take over ownership of the show. Let me explain to you why. Because we had cable contracts, we could not internally stream any of the shows digitally. So I was watching Dish Nation on TV One. And I went, wait a minute. How is Dish Nation on broadcast TV and we're airing it on TV One, but they streaming it online? So I went to our affiliate people and they said, oh, that's because we license Dish Nation. I said, really? So what you're telling me is that if we license a show, then we will only have the cable rights to that show, and that's it. They said yes. I said, well, I got a workaround. Because you got to remember, they only aired News One Now one time. They never ever put it on VOD. They didn't re-air. So if you missed the show or you didn't tape it, that was it. Now, we used to sit here and go guerrilla style and stream the show all the time, even though legal told us twice to take it down. That's another story. So I put a proposal in to say, why don't y'all allow me to take over ownership of the show? I will then license the show back to you, and we'll set up a deal where your salespeople handle the back end. I was trying to come up with a way around the no streaming rule. October goes by. I submit the proposal to Alfred Liggins, the CEO, D'Angelo Proctor, who was our SVP programming. November goes by. I'm sending emails. Yo, hey, we gonna meet. Finally, December 9th, December 7th, one of those days, Alfred calls me to a meeting. Alfred Liggins, the CEO. I'm sitting here on the couch, D'Angelo Proctor sitting right next to me. And Alfred Liggins, the CEO, tells me that he's canceling News One Now because in 2018, he was refinancing the debt of the company and he was slashing costs across the board because if they did not refinance the debt of Urban One, he would be paying a much higher interest rate on the debt. That's why it was canceled. Even that nonsensical BS press release they said put out, oh, it got canceled because of low ratings, that was a lie. Alfred Liggins, D'Angelo Proctor are sitting in the meeting. And that's exactly what he told me. That's why the show was canceled. Now, there's a thing called ratings. And the way ratings work is it's really an algorithm. And so let me be clear, every black person watching television doesn't count in a rating. Let me say it again. So, Umar, you think you smart. You don't know jack about Nielsen or TV ratings. You know nothing. Oh, I got a big old audience. No, it's an algorithm. And so, if you look at the number of black people who are in a Nielsen family and the number of those black people who likely watch TV One, we would sometimes estimate as probably 7 to 12 black people. And y'all might be saying, that's crazy. No, it's not. Because remember, they're tracking what people are watching all the time. Folks ain't watching us all the time. So we used to always joke, if one of those black families went to the bathroom or ran an errand or went to work early, man, our ratings would drop because you're only sampling an extra handful of people. So how do we know those things? Well, it's because every single day they will send out ratings reports. They would literally send out these various reports showing us exactly what took place. How do I know that? Go to my email. This is the report right here. These are daily ratings. You'll see they will show us right here. We would cross comparison to our competitors. TV One, BET, Bounce, Centric, OWN, Bravo, Lifetime, MTV2, Oxygen, Up, VH1, WeTV. It will show you the household, P25, 25-54, household ratings, median age, all that sort of stuff. But then they will also, inside of here, show you the overnight reports. And in the overnight reports, you see, this is the summary. You see, Monday overnight grid. This is the overnight grid. This right here is the Monday quarter hours. This is TV One and competitive net ranking, meaning on that day, where did we rank among all of the shows? This right here is the most important thing. That is the Monday quarter hours. As you can see, okay, you will see in the morning shows, we ran Ricky Smiley's show. Then there's News One Now. This is the day that Umar was on. You see this here. Okay, we started the show out with a 0.14, 0.14, went up to a 0.18, and went to a 0.22, 0.22 the time we closed. So it then shows you household. It shows you all this sort of stuff. Now, these are the ratings. Okay, that was an excellent day for us. Okay, but then when you go into the ratings, you all of a sudden go to other days, and guess what? So let's right here. This is July 24th. A couple of weeks later, all of a sudden you pull the overnight ratings up. And then you look at the overnight ratings as they come up. They hit Monday quarter hours, and guess what? 0.15, 0.17, 0.16, 0.16. Okay, again, a decent day. Some days it was lower, some days it was higher. And when I look at August 16th, and I go into these ratings right here, when I look at right there, okay, this was a Monday, August 15th. Guess what? We had a pretty good day that day, which was, again, it was one of those things where, okay, what's happening on that day? Look at that, a 0.16, 0.15, 0.16, 0.16. Okay, you look at those numbers. Then you go to October 18th, September 27th. And the reason I'm doing this, y'all, is because I want you to see, because you need to see, because y'all never get to see this kind of stuff. You never actually get to see how the sausage is made. On this day, 0.134, 0.16, 0.18, 0.19. I mean, we went higher as the show continued, on and on and on. That's what happens. And so what happens? Your ratings go up, your ratings go down based upon what happens on that day, what a person is doing. You don't know what the audience is doing. So they're going to tune in, they're going to tune out. It matters. This right here, you see 0.13, 0.14, 0.12, 0.12. So we can show, right there, you see how we went up? Right there, 0.16, 0.15. These things happen all the time. The reality is this, y'all. There are multiple days between when Umar came on and when the show was over, when we met or exceeded the ratings when he was on. So Umar, I know this hurts your fragile ego, but you literally had nothing, zero, absolutely zero to do with the show getting canceled. We literally moved on the next day. You are not that important. And I know that messes with your ego, but it's true. If you actually think you are the reason why the show ended, when Alfred Liggins said point blank, our show was a $5 million nut right there on the Excel spreadsheet. And it was easier to cut $5 million out of the budget to meet his financial target. And that's why the show got canceled. So here's the whole deal. Stop lying. Stop running around with your big ego and making stuff up. Go build your school, go teach the students, keep running your mouth on social media, go give speeches. What you're not gonna do is keep lying about what happened on the show, because everything that you said was a flat out lie, Umar. It was a lie then, and it's a lie now. Now, Matt, the reason I decided to take the time to do this here, because it's clear that what we have going on, we got people who love to just make up stuff. And I hate dealing with mess, but the problem I have is this here, and I've always said this here, and when I went on the Breakfast Club, I said this here to Charlamagne, DJ Envy, and Angela Yee. I have great respect for the microphone. Because what I understand is that what comes out of your mouth and comes through this microphone then goes to the public, and the public can choose to believe it or not believe it. And it's incumbent upon anybody who has a microphone to have respect and reverence for the microphone and not make shit up. You a lawyer. There are sanctions if a lawyer goes into a courtroom and makes stuff up. Unfortunately, in media, nothing happens to most people because the lie gets told and folks just run with it.
Well, and beyond that, unfortunately, that's a lot of times what people want to see is they want to see division, they want to see drama, they want to see, an exacerbation of a beef, if you'll call it that. I don't really have anything to add beyond, of course, any person is going to naturally feel like they need to defend themselves if somebody's saying something dishonest or is mischaracterizing the truth of what happened. I would just say that, hopefully this is the last time you have to address this and the last time it is addressed, because we have much bigger fish to fry as a Black community than issues like this. And I'm glad that you were able to show what truthfully happened as it relates to booking and all of that. But beyond that, I mean, we have way bigger issues.
Of course. Democracy
is taken from us right now. And we need to not focus on such matters. So I'm glad you did what you need to do, but I think it's time to move on.
Oh, first of all, I mean, the reason I don't need to address it again, Kelly, because once you lay it out and you show the emails and you show what's factual, then that's it. But what I need our people to understand is don't get caught up in somebody else's narcissistic ego and gossip. And that, to me, is what oftentimes to happen, where folk don't want to deal with reality, but they want to see the fight. And I got some people, and that to me is the fundamental problem that we often see. And for me, you know what, if you lie, we're just gonna tell the truth and just call out the liars.
What I appreciate about what you did, Roland, excuse me, is that you came with receipts. That we already knew what was going to happen. But what I appreciate is the fact that what you do not let happen is let sound bites replace truth, right? And that needs to be brought back in journalism in general, meaning people need to really respect true journalism and not go for sound bites and not just go for people who they find appealing and marketable, whatever. I personally believe that 2024 will be the year of receipts. I think 2024 will be the year of standing on business, because it's only been 5 days and it's just coming out the woodwork of things and people just not letting lies stand, not letting reputations get jeopardized because somebody was in their feelings this one day. And I have a lot of respect for you for that. Obviously, this is your show and you're going to say whatever, but I definitely just wanted to put that out there regarding that. Now, regarding Umar Johnson specifically, I always say this about him, that he is a broken clock and that he is right twice a day. This was neither of those times.
You know, Michael, after this, a lot of his people were on my social media page, sending me emails, and man, need to be a part two. Umar saying the same thing. He was people in the chat room right now. I say it then, I say now. Umar Johnson will never be on my show again. Why? Because I'm not entertaining narcissistic, egomaniacal folks. When you lie like he has done for 6 years, why would I bring you back on my show? Why? And he's right. There were no issues beforehand, but he was angry at the two of the panelists disagreed with him. Dude, it happens. Everybody not going to agree with you. It happens. And so the bottom line is, and you not beyond getting questioned. But to the people out there who say, man, you need to bring them on, y'all need to, and this also kills me, Mike, when they say, no, man, we shouldn't have two black men fighting, they should be working together. No. Go do what you do. You're not in my lane. Go do what you do. You can go do what you do and help black people. I can go do what I do. But what I don't have to do is bring you back on the platform and deal with more foolishness. It's completely unnecessary and it ain't gonna happen.
So let me address it like this, because I'm not going to get involved in the back and forth. I know you, Roland, for years. I've known Umar for years. I actually met Umar before I met you, Roland. I met Umar back in 2012 here in Detroit. I've worked with Umar in the past in various capacities, had him on the African History Network show a number of times. I think about 2 years ago, we were both on Tammy Mack's show on the Fox Soul TV network with crazy ass Reverend Jesse Lee Peterson. So, if it's a situation where, and this is something my teachers taught me, Professor James Small, Dr. Leonard Jeffries, and Professor Kaba Hiawatha Khamenei. For me personally, if it's a situation where I have a disagreement with somebody, something like that, if it's Umar or somebody else, I'm going to pick up the phone and call them. I totally understand what you're doing, Roland, because it's your show. And the first incident happened on your show. So I'm not criticizing that. But you may this is just a suggestion, not saying you have to do it. You may, at some point, try to reach out to Umar, not to bring him back on the show, but just to have a conversation.
No need.
Because one thing I do agree with is that to have two brothers like this, and Dr. Cleo Monago made this point as well, and it may have been you and Umar, or you and somebody else, to have, and this is not criticism either one of you, but to have two brothers that have a following and have stature, have a public disagreement, whether not taking sides, but whether it's misunderstood or whether somebody is misstating something, whatever it is not healthy for the community in general. That's my point.
Actually, here's what I believe is healthy for the community. I believe that what is healthy for the community is when somebody lies publicly, they be corrected publicly. Now, he's had 6 years not to lie. He's lied for 6 years. So, and here's the other deal. I ain't blocked Umar. Oh, he blocked me. So I don't deal with the little petulant stuff. No, I don't make that phone. Here's why I don't make that phone call. The reason I don't make that phone call, because it's completely unnecessary. It's unnecessary, again, because a person shows their character by how they respond. He literally threw a fit. I mean, numerous posts trashing me and the show, calling us all kinds of names, you name it. I'm talking about, his people were on my page for a year after that. I still get people, man, you did Umar wrong. Why? Because we had him on the show and had him answer questions. But when your ego is so utterly ridiculous and that you lie, sorry. What I don't tolerate are massive liars. And again, let me be perfectly clear, and I've said this about all these other people. They can go do whatever they want to do. All of them. Tariq, Boyce, Philip, Umar, Vicky, all them people, they can go do whatever they want to do. I don't need to go on their shows. I don't need to talk to them. I don't need to have them on here. We're going to keep doing the work. But I've said this perfectly clear, and Matt's right. I'm only addressing this because it came up on the Joe Budden podcast, and I didn't have to dedicate this much time. But the reason I'm dedicating this much time is because what I need our people to understand is that you judge a person by their character. I showed you the receipts. He's flat out lying. Now, if he wants to keep lying, knock yourself out. But what cannot happen, what will not happen, is if somebody spread lies and think they're not going to get corrected. Simple as that.
But also, Black people aren't a monolith. Like, you've had people on your show who are conservative. You've had people on your show who are liberal, and you disagree with them just as much as anybody else, respectfully. And I remember that clip clearly because Eugene is a friend of mine. We both went to Bowie State together. And while we did not always get along because of our political views, by and large, the respect has always been there because we are not monolithic and we can come together and have discussion. And I'm assuming that that was the hope for that particular show with the panel, yourself, and Dr. Johnson.
And people are going to disagree. That's fine. I got no problem with disagreement.
Right. But moreover, you are respectful in that disagreement. When Dr. Johnson, and I use that term loosely, called Eugene a coon, that's where the decorum went out the window.
Yep.
Like, he bought into that. He initiated the disrespect by calling someone outside their name, whether you believe that or not.
Well, and again, you could disagree any way you want to. I'm not going to elaborate your epithets, but I'm going to say this, and I think this is important. Somebody said in the chat, Roland, your back and forth with Umar had some of the highest, was one of the most viewed on YouTube. Let me explain something to y'all. I don't do clickbait. Now let me explain to you what that means. There have been numerous opportunities for me to do what I consider to be messy discussions that are going to generate lots of views. I've said no. By the way, the Umar back and forth, from that show 6 years ago, that's not the most viewed video we've ever had. In fact, y'all wanna know what's actually the most viewed? If y'all wanna understand the importance of topics, the most viewed segment I've ever had was when cancer doctor Hadiah Nicole Green, I put her on television for her first TV appearance. That interview with her has exceeded 15 million views. Double the number of people who watched the Umar interview. Why do I say that? We were talking about curing cancer. We were showcasing a brilliant black woman who has come up with a way to get rid of cancer. Folks, that's called impact. And what I've done, I've invited her to numerous opportunities to meet with people, to meet with billionaires, to meet with others, to help her raise the $30 million for her foundation. She's trying to raise the money because she doesn't want to take money from pharmaceuticals. I'm saying that because what I need people watching to understand is we need to get out of, and matter of fact, somebody tweeted this, and I loved this comment that I read the other day. And it really was, because they were talking about, matter of fact, I think this person was talking about that podcast interview. And the person said this here, and I think it nailed it. And what she said was, she said, I enjoy conversations about evolution, history, art, education. What may affect me within the next 5 years on an interpersonal level piques my curiosity. But all this shit that's for engagement, not enlightenment, nope. All of this stuff that's for engagement and not enlightenment. Our goal with this show and the stuff that we do, yes, we have fun. Yeah, we joke. I know it's Kappa's anniversary today, and I would play the video of them dropping canes. Yeah, we love having the fun back and forth. But that's the whole point, folks. It is about enlightenment. It's about teaching. It's about understanding. When we as black people get so locked into gossip and the fighting back and forth and all this sort of stuff, what do we gain from that? Seriously, what do we gain from it? What do we gain when the folks are going back and forth in a fight? What do we actually gain from it? I need our people to understand in 2024. Matt talked about it. There are major issues on the table. And there's a lot of stuff that's serious. And you know what? I don't believe in being serious all the time. I believe in laughing and having fun and doing lighthearted segments. But if there's one thing that television has always loved, that radio's always loved, that social media's always loved, they love when black people are spending so much time on gossip and mess that we're not paying attention to all the other real stuff that's happening. And if we actually applied the amount of time that we spend on gossip and mess to real stuff, man, you would see a completely different Black America. And our goal, the Black Star Network, is to be that platform. You want real conversations and real solutions? We'll have them. If you want minstrel shows and you want ego battles and you want all that, not interested. Because we don't understand what we need. But I told y'all, my philosophy has been the same. If you do good, I'll talk about you. If you do bad, I'll talk about you. At the end of the day, I'll talk about you. Just do one thing. Don't lie on me. Then you got a problem.